YouTube, what's going on? This is Chase from Burnout Inc. and tonight I'm going to review the brand new SH Figuarts Perfect Cell. He's been out since November, and I just recently acquired him thanks to a pretty lofty tax return. Thanks very much for that. And he's very cool. He's a very good action figure. This is a perfect likeness of Cell from the anime series and the manga. Absolutely love it. Cell's tied for my favorite villain from the Dragon Ball Z series, him and Frieza. Him and Final Form Frieza, I'd say those are my two favorites, but Cell wins by design alone. I mean, he's absolutely just freaking awesome and intimidating, and all the stuff his character comes with is amazing. Alright, I better stop gushing. And this is the box right here. It's really, really cool. Absolutely love it. I'd say so far this is probably my favorite of the SH Figuarts line, you know, just for no particular reason. I love this design that they put on all the boxes, and Cell just looks totally awesome. What the hell was that? It says Perfect Cell right there on the side of the packaging. Got a nice picture of him on the side. And then it's got all of his little action poses on the back. And if you were wondering, yes, it does come with this. Totally awesome. And Cell comes with a Okay, so Cell comes with a pair of folded arms matching the SH Figuarts Piccolo, although I think they're a lot easier to remove, and the pegs and the joints on there are a little bit longer, and they're farther down the arms, so like I said, they're a lot easier to put on than the Piccolo arms. So he's got those. And then he has his articulated arms, and they're very nice. Once you get them in there, they move around really, really easily. And, like the folded arms, super detailed. My only complaint about the articulated arms is that if you move his forearm, if you bend it back far enough, it actually pops off his elbow, or his little elbow guard right there. I don't know why this is a separate piece. I don't know why it's not just part of the mold. And it was really weird. When I was first playing around with the figure, it just happened to pop off. Cell also comes with a number of different interchangeable hands. These ones are kind of an open blast palm hand, or more of a sinister looking hand. It also helps in forming like Ki blasts and Kamehameha blasts, which he learns because, well, he can pick up other people's abilities, and he copies it from Goku. So he's got those hands there. He's got a set of Talk to the Hand hands, or Jazz hands. And then Cell has his I'm gonna tickle you, I'm gonna tickle you hands. I mean, I don't know what these are for, really. It's been a long time since I've been into Dragon Ball Z, and I don't really remember this being a pose of his or anything like that, but he's got another open, kind of like a more spread out open hand, kind of like, you know, if he was going to grab you by the head and then kick you in the face, or if he's picking up a Dragon Ball, something like that. In fact, you know, Cell had nothing to do with the Dragon Balls, which was kind of weird. What the hell happened with that series? Everything used to be about the Dragon Balls. That's why it's called Dragon Ball. I don't get it. I mean, even Frieza wanted the damn things. So yeah, there's Cell holding a Dragon Ball, and yeah, it fits perfectly in that hand. So we're just gonna call that his Dragon Ball hand. The only thing I can speculate as to this hand is I want to say it's a variation of the instant transmission, because he learns that at the end of the Cell saga after, spoiler alert, another major character dies, or in fact, a bunch of major characters die because of Cell, and he learns the instant transmission from copying Goku, and that's the only thing I can think of what this is supposed to be, is just him doing that. But if I remember right, he actually does do the finger gesture where he points his two middle and index finger, and he has them like that directly up against his forehead, and this one's a little bit more spread open. It's more sinister looking, and I like it, but I really just don't know what it was for. And it's obviously not to grab a Dragon Ball or grab anything, but, you know, it is cool. And, you know, he can be like, hey, peace, And then, I'm gonna kill you! Hey, it's your buddy Cell. You hating on me? You hating on my buddy Chase? Hating on his channel? Giving him some dislikes, some negative comments? Well, guess what? You're gonna have to deal with my friends. This is Cell Block A. This is Cell Block B. You don't want to visit them in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2. It's a prison reference. And I think you know where I'm going with this. Mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2. And Cell comes with a pair of closed fists for, you know, beating the ever-living snot out of people, because that's what Cell does. He is the perfect fighter. Well, not really, because he died. But, yeah, just your standard fists, you know, for the beatdowns. Got 3 different interchangeable faces. This one is his calm and collective smirk, which he looks around the battlefield and says, "Yep, I got this. Every one of yous is gonna die." Then his head pops off rather easily. Probably the easiest of the SH characters I've seen. And then you can just pull down. And then he's got a very stern face, like, okay, getting serious. And then he's got this face where he's like, oh shit, fuck, get out, get the fuck out, Christ, we're all dead, get out, oh god, get the fuck out of here. Or, you know, it's his angry berserker face. Ah! Why is my series too long? Why do I just stand around for a year and wait for these people to train? Why did I do that? Why? Cell's paint job is very, very well done. It's absolutely perfect, to be honest. All the shading is really cool, like in the green. There's actually some mixture of brown and stuff in there that really makes it pop. Or I'm seeing brown, so hopefully, you know, you guys can see it too. It's definitely right in there, and in his hip area, and some parts of his rib cage, and in the bicep area too. He's got the green scaling, which is very cool. I liked how they actually molded that into there, and they didn't just paint it, so you can actually feel the scale textures. Very, very cool. Especially with all the little details in like the pupils and stuff like that. You can see that it's a different shade than what it is there. It's pink, and then he's got the purple area on his face. And he's got that same design that Frieza had on his jawline and ear area, except it's shaded yellow and black because, well, it's a different character. So it's totally cool. And I like that with the black they used a really shiny reflective material just to make it look like it was hardened, and it's very cool. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the paint. The purple in there is really cool. They even did a little bit of detail work on the stinger here in the back, or his stinger or his birth canal, because he gives birth to the Cell Juniors out of that thing, which is weird. And then in his feet they have what I like to call the anime shading, or the anime detail, where you can see all those little lines and stuff like that, which on a lot of other figures, when they bring them from like the comics or stuff like that, they make it look as realistic as possible. But with the Dragon Ball Z characters, they try to match them as close to the cartoon versions, which I really appreciate because it makes them look unique, and I love it. And I like the different shades of yellow that they had in there too. Very cool. And the texturing work on this like muscle area on the purple stuff is really cool. Cell has a lot of articulation, so his head can't go 360, but because it'll pop off the joint, but it does have a pretty good range of motion. The neck area does have some articulation, like you can move it around and stuff, kind of like it's on its own separate ball joint in there. Very cool. It's kind of hard to move it without popping the head off, though. Or at least in my case it is. Okay, so before I break him again, or break something off, his shoulder pads do move up and down, allowing better range of motion, so you can move his arms and then move the shoulder pads. Cell's upper chest area can rock back and forth. It's weird, he's got actually 2 points of articulation in his abdomen and his waist. Like this little area right here can move. And then at the waist, he can move that as well, just not 360. So it's actually, you know, accurate to the anatomy and not just, oh, spin it whichever way you want to. He does have upper bicep swivel, seeing as how it's on a separate peg that can be removed. He's got great articulation in his elbow, can bend all the way, do the bicep pose like that, and then it can go out, but like I said, just make sure you don't pop this part off. It does pop back in. And then his hands are on its own separate little peg joint there, so it can rotate and can pivot really well too. The legs have that standard SH feel to them, to where you can pull them down, allowing much better range of motion, and then pop them back up to make it look, you know, like there's not any parts missing. He's got a double joint in the knee. It doesn't rotate up here though. At the calf it doesn't rotate, but he's does rotate all the way at the foot, and his foot and in his toe area he has articulation in there too to help pose him and stuff. Yeah, these joints are cool, and it does ankle rock too. Should have mentioned that. And then one of Cell's unique features to his character is he has a set of wings. They're kind of like, you know, grasshopper type wings, and they have a really, really good range of motion here. Very nice. So you can make it look like he's flying, or like, you know, he's calm or whatever. His little stinger thing doesn't have any range of motion, but I don't remember him using this other than to give birth to the Cell Juniors. So it'd be kind of interesting if we get another version of Cell, whether it's his first form or the second form, and who knows, maybe he'll have a tail that can move around. Cell also comes with a Kamehameha Blast, or Ki Blast, whatever you want to call it. To me, I think it's Kamehameha Blast because he does learn it from Goku and copies it. It also has that shockwave type effect to it, so you can actually see pieces of the ground coming up, and I do love that they added this. Very, very cool, because if you are creative enough, you can actually use these for other effects and stuff. And he comes with the ground, and it's got its own separate stand right here to help you pose with it. And if it looks like a sex toy, well, that's Japanese stuff for you. Hey. And you could just pose them like that, and it does look like it's blasting out of his palms and causing a ripple effect on the ground. So yeah, that's very cool. I like it a lot. So that was my take on the SH Figuarts Perfect Cell. It's a 9.5 out of 10. Figure is almost perfect. If it wasn't for the fact that these little elbow thingies pop off when you move them back and stuff like that, I don't get why that's not part of the mold. That's just really weird to me. And I had some difficulty switching out the arms. I like them better than the Piccolo one because the pegs you get are actually a little bit longer, I felt, and the fact that it's a little bit further down the arm, it felt easier to get a hold of them. But for some reason, I had trouble putting the articulated arms back in. I had to really force it in there, and when I did that, I accidentally popped off these shoulder pads. But you can put the shoulder pads back on very easily, so that's always really cool. But paint-wise, it's absolutely perfect. So it's very good. It's a solid 9.5 out of 10. It's just, you know, that one little gripe that I have is right there, but it's an almost perfect Cell, haha. But I absolutely recommend him. You can get him for anywhere between like 50 to 60 bucks on Amazon or eBay. You know, you can probably find them for a little bit cheaper if you really, really shop around for them. But overall, I love this figure. It's a great, great Cell, and I highly recommend him. 9.5 out of 10. All right. This was Chase from BurnoutInc, and I will see you guys next time.